Hello there, welcome to my video. We are talking Star Wars Battlefront 2. I wanted to talk about this game because I feel like I have a different opinion than a lot of people. And I say fuck it. So the general consensus is that Star Wars Battlefront 2 was a waste of existence. It was too much money, it was not enough content, it was bad content, it was loot boxes that cost money, it's play to win. Everyone just has negative things about it. However, nobody can say shit about the graphics. The graphics are pretty fucking good. But no, generally everyone does not like the game because of the practices they've implemented. However, I have a perspective on that. So everyone is claiming that this game is play to win. They're saying that the items that you get from the loot boxes, they help you so tremendously that you need them. You gain such an inherent advantage from those things that you need those items. You fucking need them. So I went into that game knowing that. Like, I read all the articles, people spending $2,000 to unlock every item in the game, things like that. I read all those articles, so I went into the game thinking like, oh damn, like this is gonna be a serious system. So I get into the game, I'm playing a bunch of matches. I'm not even looking at like the unlocks or anything, or because when you go into the game, you see like all these different things, like character edit, where you can go in and you can equip different weapons and modify your weapons with little attachments, and you have these different cards, like star cards. So, like, there was all these different things in there. I didn't even look at any of that. I just went straight into the game. I was like, I need to kill a couple fucking people real quick. And honestly, that's where my only problem lies, is the game modes. The game modes and the map variety. So, the old Battlefields that I played, the Battlefield 2 and the Battlefield 3 and the Battlefield 4, when I played those games, they had this mode called Conquest, which was pretty much the same in every game. There was 5 capture points on the map. Your goal was to fight the other team and capture all 5 points, because every point that you have gives you a point every like 5 seconds. So it usually was like first to 5,000 or first to 1,000. So you'd have these long, amazing battlefields with these giant battles taking place on them. And it was fucking awesome. It was really good. You could get upwards of over 100 kills. It was just a crazy long fight. It was great. And then what happened is, with this game, they were like, okay, let's do Galactic Conquest. It'll be a nice, 8 to 12 minute match. We'll give you enough time to kind of like get a feel for the game, but not really let you like get into it good. So that's where my problem lies, is the game modes. There's that was the biggest kick in the dick to me, was this Galactic Conquest mode. That to me was just like, what the fuck? You literally took out what made Battlefield. I understand that you're not Star Wars Battlefield, you're Star Wars Battlefront, but you can't take the people who made Battlefield, who made that game mode and basically said the groundworks were, you can't take that mode and then be like, guess what? We don't want that in this game. So I don't know whose decision it was to get rid of that mode and put in this galactic bullshit, but it sucked. There's 5 other modes, I believe. There was a space battle, which was pretty fun. But same situation. These matches don't really last too long, 5 to 10 minutes or something like that. It's basically like do a bunch of objectives. And that's all this game boils down to, is doing objectives. There is no deathmatch. There's one deathmatch mode. It's Jedi. It's called Heroes vs Villains or something like that. It's where there's 4 or 5 heroes on one team and then 4 or 5 villains on the other team. And that mode was kind of fun. Basically, if you're a hero, you can pick between all the heroes that. I don't know if you can unlock any more heroes in that mode or not. I think you can. The game's kind of weird because I was using characters that I don't think I had unlocked, but it unlocked certain characters. But like Luke, for example, wasn't unlocked, and Maybe he was. I don't know. But yeah, that mode was kind of fun. It was 2 teams. I'm pretty sure it was 4v4. At least the 2 matches of it I played was. But yeah, you'd basically just fight the other team. And then there was 2 other modes. One was like a close quarters. Like they downsized the map so like everybody will see each other pretty often. That mode was a lot of action, which was cool. And then there was another one that was, I think it was like a smaller scale objective, like 12v12 or something. So really the variety wasn't there. 5 game modes. I don't even remember how many maps, but I know I played a lot of the same maps and pretty often. So the biggest thing to this game also that I'm going to say right now, that it goes hand in hand with that, the lack of modes, is the in-match, I guess you'd say, the in-match scoring system. So for objectives and kills, you get these things called battle points. And the best way to think of those are your points for doing things. So you know how like in, like let's say, you know how in like Call of Duty, you'd kill a guy, you'd get 50 points. You'd disarm a bomb, you'd get 400 points. You would get a multi-kill, you'd get like 200 extra points on top of your kill points. So those points that you're accumulating, they go into the battle point system. So let's say, you know, oh sweet, I got 800 battle points now. That was like the equivalent of killing like 4 or 5 people. And what that does is it allows you to pick a different unit to play as. So that opens up a lot of different things for depending on the map. So you get spaceships if you're on the right map. You get Jedis and Sith, and you get other like badass troopers. So like if you're on the droid team, for example, let's say you're playing on like the Trade Republic, you can roll out as a battle droid, you can roll out as a super droid, you can roll out as Darth Maul, you can roll out as Darth Vader, you can roll out as all these different characters with these battle points, and they're priced pretty adequately. So you know, like the rocket trooper, for example, he's usually about like 800 or 1,000 or something, maybe 2,000. The Jedi characters typically are usually like 5,000 points. So that's what I'm saying. That's where my problem lies. In order to even get to that Jedi, you've got to get like 5,000 battle points. That's going to take you like anywhere. I mean, it depends on how good you are. It could take you 5 to 10 minutes just to get that character unlocked. And once you do, you know, you only get one use with them, and you're near the very end of the match. So like, you don't fully get to utilize them. So that was my biggest problem with that game. What I'm going to say about the paid transaction thing is that's complete bullshit. You do not need to buy those items to win. I was playing that game, and I was getting top 3 almost every match I played without even unlocking anything. Those first 3 or 4 matches I played without even looking into the star card system, I was top 5ing. Okay? That was without knowing how to play the game properly. That was without, you know, doing anything. Just using my base level shit. And I did perfectly fine. This game is being touted as this, oh, you need to buy your wins. These items give you so many advantages. No, they don't. No, they fucking don't. I'm getting a coffee, by the way. So, you know, it's just cuckoo shit. It's just cuckoo shit. Hello. Hey. I want a new flavor today. Let me do large iced. Let me try eggnog. Eggnog sounds pretty cool.
What's that?
Can I do eggnog in the iced coffee?
Yeah, sure.
Let's try that.
Would you like cream or sugar?
Yes, please. Alright, here's that. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
But yeah, that's my point. Star Wars is not this overpriced bamboozle system. Oh. All these items. These items are pay to win. These items are pay to win. Oh my lord, you bought Darth Vader? Oh jeez. No, it ain't like that. Today we got an iced coffee with eggnog. Pretty good. I don't really taste the eggnog. Yeah, not really. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on Battlefront. It's not a bad game for the reason people are saying it's bad. It's a bad game because it was rushed and they didn't put any love into it. They did not think this out properly. Like, I think it was like 24 versus 24 online, which is a really good number for like an online game like that. To me, it's upsetting that they didn't take like an extra year and make sure there's all these different maps. Like, think about Star Wars. Think about how many destinations they go to within that series. Think about how many games that have already been made and have already laid the groundwork for which maps they can use and stuff. This is literally like the successor to the old Battlefront series. So why not give us some shout out to that, you know? Give us some of those old maps from that game. There were so many good maps, and like I didn't play Battlefront 2 as much as I played Battlefront Run, but I still think of levels from Battlefront 2, you know? So many different... Where was Endor? I didn't see Endor in this game, you know? Where was... Give me a good example. Where was the stadium from Star Wars Episode 2 that they had the Jedi have that giant fight? You know? There's so many different areas they could have used, but they did not. Where was Naboo? There was a Naboo level, never mind. But, you know, Star Wars has a lot of cool set pieces and places to go, and they didn't utilize them for shit. So, that's just a little upsetting. I think the game is getting way too much wrong publicity. Like, yeah, it's a stupid practice to put these they put a lot of weird items into the loot box. What they should have done, because there are items in the game that do give you a slight advantage, but they're all you have to work that character class up to that point of even being able to use it. So what I mean by that is, let's say you wanted to get the let's say you wanted to unlock the 4th pistol. In order to unlock the 4th pistol, you have to be level 10 in that class. You can't just unlock it. Let's say you wanted to get the attachment for one of your pistols that makes it so it cools down faster. Same motherfucking system, man. You gotta level that bitch up to get to that. So these items that are giving you an advantage, while yes they can be bought, they can also be unlocked by playing the game, and you have to play the game to even be able to use them. So people, stop. The game, they fucked up. I agree, they fucked up pretty drastically on the game. That game should not be $60. The only reason it's $60 is because Star Wars comes out in 2 weeks. They want to get as much fucking money as possible, and they are, because of that price point. You know, let's say realistically, that game was $40. That's 20 extra less they're selling on a copy, and you know no one's buying this game after the first 6 months of it being out. So I think that it's a tragedy. It's a great property and a license. I think EA might be losing it after this game because Disney is pissed. I read a thing about that. They said that the whole point of this microtransaction thing was being taken down was because of Disney. Disney said, "Dude, what are you doing? You're fucking with our property here." And a month before the movie comes out, no less. I heard footsteps. That was kind of weird. But yeah, the game, if I was going to review it, I can't even give it a full review because I didn't beat the story mode. I would give the game. What would I give the game? With just the multiplayer right there, you basically see all of the multiplayer within the first few hours, first 5 hours of playing the game. You know what the game is. I would give the game a 1 out of 3. It's slightly below average. It's not a bad game. Like, let me say right now, the gameplay was good. Like, shooting people with the spaceship felt good. Dodging, like, missiles. Oh, you're locked on, gotta dodge this missile. That felt good. Fighting people in the game itself. All 4 classes that you start off with, like the soldier and the heavy gunner and the sniper and the officer. They all felt good. They all had their bonuses. Like, I played a lot of the officer. The officer can buff your teammates. He gives them a health buff and stuff like that. So, what am I doing? I gotta go get that thing that was free in the park. Alright, I will be back. I'm gonna make this video. I'm gonna stop right now. Goodbye.